I want you to focus on building relationships with banks, building out your business credit profile, and this is how we're getting results so fast. This is the first time I literally committed 100% to anything in my life. Like, seriously. And it started with the consistency of the lives, right? And then that snowballed into me being consistent in life, discipline in life. And I replaced that with conferences. I replaced that with speaking engagements. So I still get that gratification because I genuinely love people. So, I mean, once you get into rhythm and once you are purpose driven, because you got to think about me, right? And it wasn't that, oh, I need to make this work or I want this amount of money. No, it's literally about impact for me because I was worst case scenario. I know where you're headed. So that is where my drive comes from because I don't want anyone to go through what I went through. Like, seriously.
Who you are. Just introduce yourself.
Simply put, I am someone here that's going to get you funded, period. It doesn't matter what needs to happen if you have credit challenges, if you don't have your business credit profile built out, if you don't even have a clue the amount of money that is available to you. I'm here to load you up with financial literacy and make sure you get funded. On average, we're getting you at least $250,000. If your business is at least 2 years old and you do not have business funding, that's a miss. You may as well just say that that's a missed opportunity for $250,000 in your pocket. And the average person hasn't seen that amount of money at one time ever in their life.
Business funding, when done correctly, it's not common the way that you do it. A lot of people just don't know that they have access to those amounts of money.
I want your listeners to fully understand like what we're talking about and what we're discussing. On average, a day-old LLC, at least up to $150,000 in 0% interest funding.
1 day old?
Like one, two, yes.
You go like Ink File, Northwest Agency,
yes.
Form your corporation.
Yes.
It's a day old and they qualify, or you know exactly like how you can get them funded?
Yeah, so there's some steps that need to happen, right? You need to make sure that you're fundable and lendable. It starts with your name, right? A lot of people mess up there. Every time I run into someone, simply they'll have like their first name in there, what the business is, what the business does. It looks unprofessional, right? You want to show up professionally, right? You want your name to be, you can use an acronym of some sort or your last name plus ventures, holdings, management. That's it. No logistics, no real estate, no credit repair, none of that, right? Yes, 100%. Because banks know that these industries are risky. You don't want to name yourself out of the game and end up on the risky lenders list. And then as soon as they see your name, you're like, no, we don't do real estate.
So is it tiered to where you would qualify for less amounts of money, or some are just knockout? Like if you have Gentleman's Club in your name or real estate professional, that you'll be knocked out from some lenders because the industry might be risky, or is it?
100%. Let me tell you what happened to one of my clients recently, right? Now, she has a business that has nothing to do with credit repair. But during the questionnaire, and this was Navy Federal, during the questionnaire when she was opening up her business checking account with them, they asked her like, hey, is your business in credit repair of any sort? Have you? And she was like, no. And then they turned around and they switched the question on her and they asked her, have you ever helped anyone fix their credit or something, like any of your clients or any of your customers? And she said, yes. They denied her from opening up the account. That's how serious it is. Like credit repair, finance, real estate. And honestly, if you really think about it, you're in real estate. My background is in real estate, right? It is risky. I was left in the dark almost with the guy knocking at my door, homeless. You know exactly what they're looking for. What are we looking for? You want to make sure you're named professionally. You have a professional email address. You want to make sure you have a professional address. You want to make sure that all your business records match. What does that mean? That means however you file yourself at the Secretary of State, that information, remember we went through this, the information at the Secretary of State must match exactly what the IRS has on file for you, right? And all of that, it seems like a lot, but once you do what is required, if I know what they're going to look at, and they also want to make sure you have a web presence. This is the underwriting process. So a lot of people are out there just going into business and just prematurely applying, right? There's some setup work before you go, right? You want to make sure you're credible, 100%. This is my strategy. I need a new opportunity and I need mentorship. I knew there was a gap in my knowledge because I knew how to make money. I didn't know how to keep it. I lacked financial literacy is what I lacked. There's no way now that I look back at my story that a person in my position should have ended up in that state. I had $150,000 liquid cash. I had an 815 credit score and I own property. Right. Ignorance is not bliss, right? Ignorance is poverty. Ignorance is homelessness. Ignorance is losing what you have. I wasn't in the right environment. It was a whole lot of factors that were happening all at the same time that landed me near homelessness. And so I joined a financial literacy group. I'm going hard because they're posting in a group. He's like 5,000 people up at this point, right? Like he's growing like mad crazy. People posting every day. I got 100K, I got a 50K. I say, yeah, I need to get rid of this bankruptcy because I'm next. I'm up next. Right. I go so hard. I get rid of the bankruptcy in 5 months. I fund myself over 300K, right? I'm killing it. Wow. I impressed them so much that my first clients, how I got into this industry, came from RPX. I'm like, yo, I don't feel comfortable charging. It was like, yo, we'll pay you. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable charging you. We have the same information. Right. They didn't have that level of execution. I was desperate. Yeah. Basically it.
It's that extenuating circumstance.
Yes, sir.
It's that some people come into the program, they get one house, it takes 6 months to renovate it.
Yeah.
Take another 3 to rent it out.
Wow.
And some people like Brittany. And recently we had this, I gave out an award because there was one individual that stood out. She got 6 properties in 6 months.
Let's go. That's the concept of masterminding, right? In the book, Think and Grow Rich, right? We're literally like, people are leveling up. I'm leveling up. You're downloading information. We're exchanging that mentally. So 100%, but that's who you attract. So I'm starting to now see with my mentorship that's who you attract. It literally comes from the head down. And that's the energy that's flowing through your mentorship, because out of all the people that were sitting in that room, you only had 2 people. And then you called out one guy. You was like, hey, Derek, I can't remember his name. You only been here 2 weeks. You need to get you need to get to the other side of the room. That's funny. Yeah, 100%.
That's a fun moment. So,
yeah.
People do get excited or they get energized.
Just the mere fact of seeing things in action and experiencing it. And it makes sense why your people are killing it. Like, it just makes sense.
You got into the program, right? You starting to fund yourself. How do you get to where you are today?
Man, so my idea for myself was, so I made a deal with God. I was like, going for it, I'm just co-creating my life with you, right? I do nothing without consulting you first, right? That was my deal. So I come out, people are coming to me for funding. It was a guy in the community. I was just like giving them to him because in my mind, I'm like, I just need funding and I'm starting a home healthcare business. So I'm waiting on the licensing for my home healthcare business. That took like a 4-month process. By the time that came, Charles, I'm in full business, right? Like, people are now looking to me, okay, they're referring people because I'm getting results, right? And it's like, man, it's this young lady, you know, like, and it was like really literally a word of mouth thing. So I came to a crossroads, and shout out to David Shands. I was part of his morning meetup at the time. It was something that was a partnership that him 500 and him had at the time, where his mentees got the morning meetup. Man, all of this played a part in me being consistent, because every day I was focused on my business. I was looking for something to kill, like every day. Right. So you get up on the morning meetup. And so like, he's a mentor in a sense. So I'm around Atlanta doing the networking thing. So I used to run into Dave all the time. And so we developed this friendship, and then I was killing it. I'm on the camera every day. So I became a big part of the morning meetup, right?
Oh, nice.
Right. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. right? I was like, my license came in, but I have this business here. And he was like, well, which one is making you money? And I was like, this one, I just got 30K this week. He was like, well, that's your answer. He said, you don't stop your cash flow. You figure out a way how to do that in the future or partner with someone in the future. That's when I went bananas. And that's when I hit the internet because I had committed at that point to doing this full time. And that's when you saw me every day on the net. And people like you and other people started seeing me go hard. Like I was being noticed in the mall, you know, and it's crazy.
It's different. It's different. One, there's things that people don't know that we can, with mentorship, right?
Yes,
and with your environment can really help you, but you just don't know. There's things that like
or hinder you.
Google couldn't help because you don't know what to ask Google. Right?
Oh yeah, that information is
sometimes helps, but sometimes doesn't because you don't know what to put in.
Right.
So it's really like mentorships, your environment, people.
Yes. Blueprints, a step-by-step guide, how to get there. So how do we get you to 850? Only thing we did was adjust your credit utilization.
Yeah.
Remember we lowered it in between 3 and 5%?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next month, 850.
Now I'm bragging to him, right?
Right.
Oh my God. So look, here's a funny thing. When I showed the 850 and I'm showing it off, he's like, that's cool. I'm like, what you mean? I'm
kind of quiet over there.
And he's like, that's cool. All right, so you're not even using it now. Like, you do it.
Right.
I'm like, wait, I thought he's like, nah. So that level.
Yeah.
When you think you're doing it, surrounding yourself with people that are, and they say this all the time, coming back from where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to make 7-figure years into 8-figure years.
Yeah.
So being around that circle, it's like, all right, so good. Now you got it. Now you can do something that might get you like 3 or 4 more that could probably put you into that 8-figure year category.
And I do have a question for you that's coming to mind. How do you feel? What is different for you now that you're using other people's money versus when, because you know, you're up, you're successful, you have several successful cash flowing businesses. What do you think the biggest benefit of me funding you and getting you that chunk of money that you were able to use it? What's the difference between the two?
Scale faster.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy more. I got a binder with over 300 deeds.
Wow.
From buying land.
Crazy.
Tell me about your mentorship program, everything that you offer, because I know that mastermind, that mentorship program that you do is different. Tell how people can get into it and tell what you do.
Okay, so what I do, I get you funded, period. It doesn't matter what level you are, right? So just book a strategy call, a discovery call with my team. And we do like a credit analysis to see where you are in the funding journey, like what's required. So literally give you a blueprint on what your next steps are, because everyone has a different funding blueprint. Most recently, and I'm so stoked about this, is my mentorship, right? Like getting a group of people, there's a power in mentorship. I believe in it 100%. I come from a group mentorship and the results are crazy. I just started my new cohort and just 2 weeks ago, people, one young lady, she funded herself and then she turned around and got her spouse $70K. Getting rid of credit card utilization. Several people got approved. One got approved for $12,000 from Meet Tally. I have a 3-month mentorship, right, where I'm just taking people from where they are and getting them onto the funding side. And I include credit repair in my mentorship. And so I believe in that wholeheartedly because I want you to focus on building relationships with banks, building out your business credit profile. And this is how we're getting results so fast instead of focusing on the negativity. But here's what I want to do for your audience, right? I have a free 30-day coaching, and I also have a free course that will help you become totally credible as a business.
Right.
Totally free. No. So you can leave the link behind. No below. There's no catch. All I ask is that you give me a shout out when you get a result. And here's what I know. as long as you just get started in focusing on the resolution instead of the problem, that's why I don't want you focusing on credit repair. I experienced that firsthand. Right. I was so focused on the loss and the negativity and the bankruptcy that I was stagnant. So I don't care where you are right now, financially or whatever, your next best move could be this free course, right. Like 100%, because you can start building out your business credit profile.
That's how I could tell you want to impact people.
Yeah.
That's how right there, like you giving away, and we give so much for free all the time. We do. Right? Even your lives, people are telling me that they learned from when we go live, right? They're telling, hey, yes, I got this from Miss Cashflows. I'm ready. I'm like, you in a program? They're like, nah, y'all went live on Thursday. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
All right, so cool. Where do they find you?
Instagram. My phone number is on my profile. I'm at Mrs. Cashflows on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Follow me. I give game as often as possible because I have a different connection to this financial literacy, to this funding thing. And business credit and funding is for you guys. Definitely take advantage of the free course.
Awesome. Guys, you heard it first on the Landbank show. Like, subscribe. We're going to wrap up this edition. Miss Cashflow's got to get on her plane. She's already feeling like she's in Atlanta, but she's not back home yet.
Yes.
We're going to get you to LaGuardia. Thank you for coming, sis. I appreciate it.
So dope. Thank you.